You heard about the, I was saying this lady, the daggone Safaree made a comment like Nicki Minaj was the biggest thing that he, a struggle that he had overcome.
Yeah, and
Didn't fight
Erica
for his kids.
Mena, she was not happy.
But
she put all his business out there.
But you did it twice, man.
Yeah.
Like you sat and had 2 babies by him.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, what was, like you knew what it was with the first one.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be, as a father, I wouldn't want to be looked at like that though. Some of that stuff that she was saying was just basic shit. Like she sent him with Safaree for the weekend with braids that she was meaning to take out, but she said since he was going to be with the grandmother and the aunt, she was sure that
they would take it
his hygiene would have been taken care of, but instead that's not what happened.
They didn't take his hair out?
No.
So did you ask them to take his hair out?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
she
some people,
left,
some things,
left that part out.
Like some things, if people know that, if they say, for instance, we had been separated. I was to send Alex to you, and her hair wasn't done, and you took it upon yourself to go get her hair done, right? Say I was the type of person to be like, oh, I didn't want her to have her hair done because X, Y, and Z was coming up, and I wanted it to be fresh, right? But if I don't communicate that to you, you wouldn't know why I have an issue. So if she did not, and if they went and did something like that before, they're not going to initiate anything in that avenue because they don't want to cross the line. So if he came with his hair messed up, they would probably think, well, we did this before we went and got his hair done and she made a big issue. We're going to leave it alone because maybe she has plans as to why his hair isn't presentable. But neither party are going to communicate and say, hey, he need his hair taken out. Can y'all take his hair out? Or, hey, were you planning to get his hair done because we got plans and we want to get his hair done? Neither party did anything of that nature because that's something so petty and that's minute. Like, he's a child. His hair not taken out. You sent it without his hair taken out. What makes you think somebody else should take the initiative? Whereas if it was that important, you'd have took that time to take his hair out before you got there. Put a ponytail in it or something. Even if you had to be 20, 40 minutes late or whatever. Oh, I was taking his hair out. If you cared that much. Like, you can't be mad because somebody else did not take that initiative or have that thought when their biggest thing was, we're here to spend time. We're not here to take you to do your hair or whatever if you don't communicate that. And that's been my biggest issue when she talk about what he don't do for his kids or what, whatever. Is it not up to her standards of what it is that he do? Versus making it seem like he does absolutely nothing. And that's what some people do, is that it's not up to that person's standard, so they make it seem like somebody ain't shit of either party.
You floating. I definitely didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as a parent, but I didn't think about, did they communicate these little small things?
But
could you make sure I just felt that she was coming from a place, and mind you, I've only seen bits and pieces of their back and forth over the last year or two. I saw just a little bit of his cheating stuff. I saw a little bit of her. She had a few trigger posts she saw, and it made her think about things that I guess that those two were going through. I do get, like, maybe there's a level of expectation that she has that he necessarily just can't keep up with. And maybe he have ways that he like to do things. Like, because we all understand common sense ain't common. So, and when you look or listen to Safaree, it doesn't sound like he's the brightest. So I would also say he ain't just going to look at his son's head and be like, oh, he need to get his head done, or Mom, can you do this for me, or wash his head for me? He's not mentally, don't seem like, he do seem a little self-absorbed, and I don't know if I felt that way prior to him being away from Nicki and kind of finding his own person or whatever he wanted to do with his life. But of late, every time I see him, it's like me, I'm Safaree. And my question would be is, if he felt this way, why make that? Why do that? You know, why put yourself in a situation where your family, your ability to be a good dad is constantly being questioned by this lady? So it's like, if it didn't work the first time, like she said, why do it twice, even for you? Because I think it's a bit concerning when you feel the need. You have an older son, if I'm not mistaken, already, that she already had, right? And he's older. So he's watching this in real time. And Safaree may not be the guy that you painting in the public. And your son is seeing this in real time. And you're not worrying about how it's affecting him. You so concerned about what you think it's doing for you. I just feel like I don't get why in this age celebrities feel like every time they can't get their way, they got to run to social media and try to paint a picture about somebody that might be there just for the moment. That might not be that person's character.
But just know, this is the person that you chose to be with.
And the person that you was married to.
I'm sure this isn't the first time that you've seen this part of that person. Like, I'm quite sure a trigger or something. You get what I'm saying? Y'all celebrities, so people talk plenty of things. You get what I'm saying? Even down to her background and sleeping around and different things of that nature. Y'all both knew what y'all was signing up for. The bad thing about it is, we as adults, we as people who have kids, when things don't go right with us and that other person and children are involved, we more than likely that we should take it personal in our feelings and don't think about the child. What just happened?
Nothing.
And don't think about the child. So we do things and make the littlest things that we can alleviate as far as headache and stress wise, and make it seem like we want that person when that may not even be the case. But the way we go about things, the movie shake, you had a bitter baby daddies, bitter baby mamas, and all that stuff. Nobody ever thinks about the kid. Nobody ever thinks about what the child may want or how the child will feel based off of the choice that we decide to make. Because again, these kids don't ask to be here. We brought them into the world. We didn't give them an option to say whether they want to be here or not, other than those who unfortunately may have lost children, have rainbow babies, bless you and all. But it's cruel out here. And a lot of these situations, when people like talk about it and dig into it with these celebrities and different things, it's normally the adult that's the person that's hurt. It ain't even the child. And the child makes it worse if the child resembles that person or have certain traits and natures of that person. So now, little things they do may annoy you and different things of that nature. You have people who just can't take it. But these kids have nothing to do with our adult problems. And that's what a lot of this stuff boils down to.